Hello, everyone, and welcome to Shell Point Today for the weekend of July 8th, 9th, and 10th. I'm Rich Nation.
And I'm Mary Kate Grimaldi. On today's show, Teri Kollath will speak with the Legacy Foundation about their upcoming seminar, and will bring you the top stories from this week.
But first, we want to remind you about the Saturday DVD. The 2016 film, The Finest Hour, is based on the most daring rescue mission in U.S. Coast Guard history. In 1952, a massive storm split the SS Pendleton in two, trapping more than 30 sailors inside the tanker's stern. Watch what happens when a four-man crew aboard a lifeboat face impossible odds to try and save the crew. The film can be seen at 2 p.m. and 7 p.m. in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands. Again, that's on Saturday.
Looking ahead to Monday, you can attend the Brain Boot Camp. Test your reasoning and memory as the latest challenges await you in this fun, interactive session in the Social Center. It's at 10:15 a.m. on Monday. Sign up at either service desk.
Also Monday, you can learn all about the Legacy Foundation here at Shell Point and what they have to offer. During this seminar, you'll discover the purpose and services of the Legacy Foundation, learn about the daily money management and bill pay program, estate planning documents, and special events and educational programs that they offer. The presentation begins at 10 a.m. in the Grand Cypress Room of the Woodlands and is sponsored by the Academy of Lifelong Learning. For more, here's Teri Kollath.
Hi, I'm Teri Kollath. I'm here today with the Executive Director of the Legacy Foundation. And we're going to tell you a little bit more about what Jeff Cory and his staff do for you here at Shell Point. Hi, Jeff.
Hi, Teri.
This is a really interesting thing, Introduction to the Legacy Foundation. You've been here since 2001. Why do you think it's time to tell folks about you?
Well, we have a lot of residents, new residents that come to Shell Point, so it's constantly changing. And I know as long as we've been here and the foundation has been active, the biggest question I get when people come in the office is, what exactly do you do in the Legacy Foundation?
Sure.
So we're going to have a seminar next week and talk to residents a little bit about what we do and various programs and services, and cover a whole lot of different things in the foundation.
Well, I think that what to me is so amazing about the Legacy Foundation is you can get all sorts of opinions. You can Google. You know, you can do everything to make up your mind about what's the best way to have financial peace of mind. But when you think you're not going anywhere, the Legacy Foundation has been here, is here today, and will be here tomorrow. Doesn't that give us peace of mind?
Well, we hope so. I mean, one of the things residents are often worried about is financial security and outliving their assets and keeping what they have safe and secure. And we don't have all the answers, but we have lots of relationships with professional financial advisors, wealth managers, banks, trust companies, all sorts of people. If we don't have an answer, we can give some direction so people feel good about themselves and their financial future.
That's wonderful. And let's talk a little bit about money. When someone walks in the door, does something start clicking, a counter?
Yeah. No, there's a couple of different services we offer.
Sure.
Many of our residents are familiar with our daily money management program. When managing your financial affairs gets a little too much for you, we have about 160 residents where we pay their bills, take care of their finances, check on their insurance, make sure their income tax gets done, all those sorts of good things. And we have some residents that just come in and say, you know what, I just wanted to see where I'm at, or maybe get a second opinion on my finances, and just want to make sure we're having enough income, or do we need to cut down our expenses, or what does the future look like? So we do all sorts of things in that regard as well.
Well, Jeff, that sounds like an awful lot of opportunity for any resident who lives at Shell Point, and there are a lot of residents. Are there fees for these services? How do we know what's going to happen when we come in?
Well, most of our services are free of charge. Really, the services that we provide here at Shell Point, I know of no other retirement community in America that offers these to their residents. Yeah. Again, primarily, we'll review estate planning documents. We'll make sure our residents have their current wills, trust, advance directives. There's no charge for that. And then the only charge really for our service on the financial side is actually if you're in our daily money manager program. So we're actually paying your bills and taking care of your finances. If you have a question about insurance, taxes, investments, want a second opinion, that's all free of charge. It's a service that Shell Point provides. Again, because we know financial security is really an important thing. We want our residents to sleep at night and to enjoy all that Shell Point has to offer and not have to worry about money and finances.
That's so wonderful. So I hope that you understand that not only is Jeff Cory and the Legacy Foundation, but he has an amazing staff, friendly, looking forward to meeting you and meeting your needs. So maybe this is a good time to come and hear more about the foundation and then stop in for a little financial tune-up.
And now, fitness supervisor Michelle Tompkins speaks with Hannah Hosterman about a new Balance and Mobility Advanced and a Balance for Beginners class.
Hi, I'm Michelle Tompkins. I'm over at the island hanging with fitness coordinator Hannah Hosterman. She's looking forward to telling us about a couple new classes she has coming up in July. Hannah, 2 classes? What are those classes?
Yeah, it's 2 separate balance classes, one being Balance Basics and the other one being Balance Mobility Advanced.
Okay, so you have 2 balance classes. You've got a basic class and an advanced class. What are the difference between the two?
The difference between the basics and the advanced class is that the basics will be offered Tuesdays and Thursdays. It'll be a seated part of the time, standing part of the time, focusing on strength. And then the Balanced Mobility Advanced class being on Mondays and Wednesdays would be more of a strength training, trying to stand up most of the time throughout the class. We will have bars over at the fitness center that they can hold on to if they need to. And we'll be working on flexibility, balance training, maybe walking up and down the floors and sitting in the chair a little bit throughout the class.
Okay, that sounds like a great class, something we all can benefit, or strengthening our balance, you know?
Yes, definitely.
But pretend I want to sign up for one of those classes. How do I know which class is right for me?
Perfect. So if you're someone who, you know, just getting out every day, you struggle with balance, or maybe you use a walker or a cane, the Balance Basics class would be perfect because, again, you are sitting in the chair part of the time. We will be standing the other part of the time, but we also will just be focusing on our posture, maybe strengthening our upper body and strengthening our lower body. And that's perfect for the basic beginning class. If you're somebody who you know that maybe my balance is just a little off, but I can definitely stand and walk just fine, that Balance Mobility Advanced class would be more for someone who just wants to make sure their balance is better and getting a little bit stronger, focusing on lower body strength, upper body strength, and a little more posture exercises thrown into that as well.
Okay, so if I'm listening to you correctly, those who need assistance with walking and balance, such as a cane, they would go to Balance Basics?
Correct.
And if they don't need anything whatsoever and they're comfortable walking and standing, they would do Advanced?
Perfect, yep.
Okay,
Absolutely.
well, when do these classes start?
Okay, so the Balance Basics class will be Tuesdays and Thursdays at 2:45 to 3:30 starting July 12th. And the Balance and Mobility Advanced is going to be Mondays and Wednesdays starting July 11th from 1:45 to 2:30.
Okay, and just a couple more things. How long do these classes, how many more weeks do they go, and is there a fee?
There is a fee. It's going to be a 5-week course, $50.
Wow.
You can sign up with me, Hannah Hosterman, or you can sign up with fitness supervisor Michelle Tompkins, or you can get a hold of the service desk and they can sign you up for that class.
Well, great. That sounds great. I'm very excited to see who participates. Anything else you want to tell us about this class?
I don't think so. I think you covered it.
I think we did. Thanks so much. I'm looking forward to hearing from you and hearing from your interest about this balance class, something that we all can benefit from, strengthening our balance and practicing our balance a little more every day. Hannah, thanks so much, and I hope to hear from you soon. Have a great day.
Bye.
And now it's time to cover all of today's happenings, Academy news, menus, and Village Church connections.
Hello and welcome to the Happening segment of Shell Point TV. I'm Caitlin Vanscoy and I'm here to give you all the information for Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Friday morning starts at 8 o'clock with men's round robin tennis at the Woodlands, and the Stamp Ministry will be gathering in the Stamp Room at 8:15. The Friday Marketplace will be in the Administration Courtyard from 8:30 to 11:30. And 9 o'clock's the time for Canasta and Samba at the common second floor lobby of the Woodlands. We move to 10 o'clock for Genealogy in the Sable Room of the Woodlands. And men's match play tennis will be going on at 10 o'clock at the Woodlands. The Model Yacht Sailing Club will be at the Commons Lake at the Woodlands at 10:15 sailing their boats. And Friday afternoon starts with Mixed Progressive Bridge at 12:30 in the Game Room of the Woodlands. Zumba Fitness will be going on in the Tarpon Room at 12:45. And Advanced Table Tennis is in the Tarpon Room at 1:15. Also at 1:15, the Quilters will be meeting in the Osprey Room. And Vespers will be held in the community room of the Arbor at 1:30. Bid Euchre will be played in the Sable Room at 2 o'clock. And come out for water volleyball at 2:15 in the LifeQuest Aquatic Center. At 2:30, Vespers will be going on in the community room of King's Crown. And the last Vespers on Friday is at 3:30 at the Springs. Our last Friday activity is game night at the Resident Activity Center at 6:45. Moving into Saturday, we start at 8 o'clock with pickleball at the game courts. Also at 8, round-robin tennis is going on at the Woodlands tennis courts. Men's and women's doubles tennis is at the Woodlands at 9:30. And then we move to 9:45 for duplicate bridge in the Manatee Room. 1 o'clock's the time for chess in the Library Lounge. And 1:15 is table tennis that'll be available in the Tarpon Room. We have our first showing of Saturday DVD at 2 o'clock. The Finest Hours is the movie. That's a 2016 film in the Grand Cypress Room. At 3:15, basic line dancing will be going on at the Health Club. And the second showing at 7 o'clock of the Saturday DVD will be going on at the Grand Cypress Room, and that is the Finest Hours DVD. That's it for Saturday. Sunday morning starts at 9 o'clock with Christian Life Studies in the game room of the Woodlands and at the Village Church. And 10:15 is the time for morning worship at the Village Church. It's also broadcast live on Shellpoint TV, Channel 13. We move all the way to 6:15 for an evening service at the Village Church, and that wraps up our weekend. Thanks so much. I hope you have a fun and happy weekend, and we'll see you on Monday.
Hi, I'm Teri Kollath with your Academy information for Friday and the weekend. On Friday, July 8th at 1:15, there's an Apple, iPad, iPhone, Mac free walk-in clinic taking place in the Manatee Room on the island. I'd like to share with you what's coming up as new classes in the Academy next week. On Monday, we have Legacy Seminar 03, Introduction to the Legacy Foundation, Apple iPad Calendar with Penny Modrich of Nautilus, and a new opportunity to join Anatomy of Words. On Tuesday, we have a Coffee with a Neighbor 01, After Your Memoirs, with George Haynes of Lakewood. We also have Istanbul, where East meets West, with Professor Adrian Kerr. On Wednesday, the Transatlantic Alliance with Thomas Terrell. And yes, you can be sure this Brit will include his take on Brexit. On Friday, we have iPad, iPhone, Mac, walk-in clinic.
Menus for your weekend. In the Crystal Room, the Crystal Platter on Friday is Caribbean shrimp with beans and rice. For dinner, they are featuring their a la carte menu, and the soup of the day is New England clam chowder. In the Island Cafe, the sandwich special on Friday is a Philly cheesesteak on a hoagie with fries for $7.75. Dinner specials in the Palm Grill on Friday are chicken Oscar for $16.95 or a veal chop for $21.95. On Saturday, the Crystal Room is closed. In the Island Cafe on Saturday, the sandwich special is a shrimp po' boy with coleslaw for $7.75. In the Palm Grill, you can have prime rib on Saturday for $20.95. On Sunday, the Crystal Room features its Sunday brunch for $17.50. In the Island Cafe on Sunday, the sandwich special is a hot dog or a hamburger with potato salad, watermelon, and ice cream for $7.75. And the Palm Grill is closed on Sundays. All menus are available 24 hours a day at www.shellpoint.net.
Welcome to the Village Church Connection. My name is Don Pullen, the Associate Pastor at the church, and I'm here this morning with David Pavey. David, tell us what's going on at church this coming weekend.
Oh, it's good to be with you. Pastor Andy is going to be speaking in the morning on John chapter 1. We're in a series on the Gospel of John, and this Sunday we'll be talking about Jesus as the light of the world. And you know, I think a great way to prepare for the service is to read that chapter before you come to church, because then it'll hang together better for you, you know. But before Andy speaks to us, we'll have the normal Christian life studies classes. We had to cut those out for a few weeks because we're having some renovation work done. Mm-hmm. But it's all back together. We had a good time last week, and we have some excellent teachers again: Ken Nesselrode, Janet Howard, and David and Eleanor Perkins. This is at 9 o'clock. 2 of them in the church, and the other one will be meeting down at the Woodlands.
So someone can come to a Christian Life study class and then just stay for the service if they would like to do that?
They can.
Great.
They can.
Great.
The choir will be on the summer break, but Randy Woods will be with us, and I'm sure he'll do justice to the organ as usual.
Absolutely.
We'll have some great singing, and we look forward to the Sunday morning.
And then Sunday evening.
Sunday evening, it'll be Pastor Andy again. He's in a series on the names of God. And that Sunday night, who does heaven say Jesus is? And this is based on the book of Revelation, chapter 5. What does this chapter tell us about Jesus? And Sunday evenings are more relaxed than the mornings. Pastor Andy is speaking from the floor. It's more interactive. He calls on one and another, and there's some give and take. And it's been a very, very helpful series as we've come to know the Lord Jesus in an even fuller way. So that's the Sunday night.
And if someone wanted to prepare by reading Revelation chapter 5, that would be a great thing to do before the Sunday evening service as well.
Yes, exactly. So especially because Revelation is not an easy book to understand, and it would set them up. So that's the weekend. We're looking forward to the meetings.
Wow, it's always a wonderful time when God's family gets together, not only to worship the Lord, but to encourage one another.
Yes.
So we just want to make sure that everybody's aware of what's going on so that they can come and they can participate in what God is doing in the village church.
Wonderful, and we look forward to seeing you there.
Thank you. Thank you for the listening to the Village Church Connection today.
And now it's time to revisit the top stories from this week. On Monday, we set out to discover how some residents like to spend their 4th of July.
I've dropped in here to this place called Shell Point. I understand there's a lot of young whippersnappers living around here. You know, I'm 240 years old this year, so I'm going to talk to some of the young people in this place. I'm proud of this niece. This is Carol Ashley. So, Carol, I want to know, what do you appreciate about America?
I love America. I especially love Shell Point because we have wonderful people like you to keep us entertained on Shell Point TV. Colonel.
Okay, well, hey, I'm actually I'm Uncle Sam today. But anyway, so how are you going to celebrate the 4th, Carol?
Well, I'm going to a line dance class at 9 o'clock. I'm going to practice some dance classes at 10 o'clock. I'm coming over to the wonderful Crystal Shindig 4th of July presentation for lunch and probably through dinner. And then I'm going to the presentation at the church.
Terrific. Sounds like a wonderful way to make a day of it.
Thank you, Dan.
So how are you going to celebrate the 4th, my nephew?
Plane ride back to Arizona.
From one hot place to another, huh?
Yeah, but from no humidity.
Yeah, I might come with you.
I've been wringing wet since I left.
I might get on the plane with you. What do you like about America?
It gives me the freedom to worship God the way I want to. It gives me many liberties that other countries do not have, and so I love America.
Very important, very wonderful freedoms we have. And how are you going to celebrate that on the 4th?
Well, I will be going to the Crystal with friends, and then we'll be going over to the church to see the concert.
What do you appreciate about America?
Dunkin' Donuts.
Excellent answer. And how are you going to celebrate the 4th?
I'm here to claim back what's rightfully ours, like piece by piece.
All right, get out of here. He's going to take back what's his, one donut at a time. Yes, I'm here to wish you a happy 4th of July. And I'm curious to find out what you appreciate about America.
There's so many things about America to appreciate.
Like me, right?
Like Uncle Sam for sure.
And how are you going to celebrate the 4th?
I'm going to grill out on my new grill.
Woo, I'm coming over. Yeah. All right, how about you, young lady? Now, everyone's young because I'm 240 years old. You know that. Okay.
You are every day.
Hmm?
You know, we travel an awful lot, and we just love coming back to home.
No papers, no hassle, state to state, right?
State to state and around the world.
And that blue passport is pretty well respected most places.
Respected most places, yes. But
how excellent is that?
But everywhere you travel, you see things, and you just think, God, you're here.
Me too. So how are you going to celebrate all of that on the 4th?
We're going to have hot dogs.
Woo, okay. Hot dogs, grilling, what a great way to celebrate my birthday. Here's one of my nephews and another niece right now. So what do you all appreciate about America?
Oh, I love traveling America and seeing all the various things. We just came back from a road trip. We traveled to California and Michigan and Colorado and Arizona and Texas and Virginia and North Carolina. It's just
Whoa,
great.
you've seen all of my places.
Love it. Yeah, I love it.
And what are you going to do for the 4th?
I'm going to be here.
No traveling on the 4th.
No traveling on the
All
4th.
right, home sweet home.
Yep.
And Dee,
Good morning.
I know you appreciate traveling.
I do. I love to travel.
That blue passport works pretty well, doesn't it?
Works good. This is the land of the free and the home of the brave.
There we go. And what are you going to do on the 4th?
Having a cookout.
A cookout. It's a common theme I'm hearing. Mike was the mayor of one of my fine cities. And how long were you the mayor of Sanibel, Mike?
I was mayor 2 years. I had 2 terms, 4-year terms on the council, and I served as mayor 1 year out of each term.
Well, I thank you for your service, my nephew.
Well, it was very enjoyable. I'm happy to have you interview me.
Well, thank you. And this man makes a mean teapot, I got to tell you, too. So, Mike, what do you appreciate about America?
Well, I appreciate the fact that I can go anywhere I want. I can say almost anything I want. And I can try any profession or job that I want. So I'm happy to be an American.
Well, I'm proud to have you as an American.
Yeah.
And how are you going to celebrate the 4th?
Well, I don't have any special plans. Our court is going to have a little get-together and...
Get together with friends.
Yeah.
Say, as one icon to another, Santa, I want to ask you about your whiskers. Yours are doing a lot better than mine. You got any secrets for me?
Keep them growing.
All right.
They're going to turn white eventually.
Jan Bowd of the Estuary serves on the Employee Christmas Fund Committee for 2016. She met with some of the Shell Point managers and their employees who shared what the Christmas gift means to them.
Hello, my name is Jan Bowd, and I have the honor of serving on the 2016 Employee Christmas Fund Committee. My husband Ron and I moved to Shell Point just about a year ago, and every day we are more and more thankful we made the decision to move here. It's not just the beauty of this place or the wonderful activities and programs available. What we have discovered is this: the thing that really makes a difference at Shell Point is the people who work here. Believe it or not, almost 1,000 of them share work responsibilities 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days of the year, with a commitment of caring for, serving, and satisfying you and me as residents. I see it happening every day, and I'm sure you do too. If you're like me, there are many times I've wanted to say a special thanks to folks who make our lives so easy and free from cares. And you know, words are always good, but sometimes they just don't seem adequate enough. That's one of the reasons I am serving on this year's Employee Christmas Fund Committee, to give me an opportunity to say more than words of thanks to Shell Point employees. This initiative, you may not know, was started many years ago by residents like you and me under the guidance of our Residents' Council. Last Christmas, 978 employees each received a gift of $610, thanks to over 1,200 generous gifts from Shell Point residents. To me, that's amazing. Today, I'd like to do something unique and take a minute to introduce you to some very special folks, employees who have been recipients of this monetary gift in the past, so that you can hear firsthand from them what your generosity really means. So, come with me. We're here with Stacy Daniels over at the Arbor, and we're going to be talking with her about the Employee Christmas Fund. But first, Stacy, welcome, and thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you taking time. Tell us a little bit about yourself, and I understand that you've just gotten a recent promotion.
I did. I've been with Shell Point for almost 22 years now. Started off as a hospitality care assistant at our first assisted living facility over on the island, King's Crown. And I've recently been promoted to the Director of Assisted Living Clinical Services, which allows me to oversee all of the nursing services that are provided within all 3 of our ALF buildings. So,
Tell us a little bit about the employee Christmas gift and what it might mean to some of your employees.
Shell Point is unique in so many ways, and the employee Christmas gift is just one of the most looked forward to events every year. It takes some of the stress away from what holidays can do to us, especially with Christmas, with trying to make sure that you've got enough money to meet your normal everyday bills, but then also to have that little extra so that maybe you could put a little bit more of a special touch on your Christmas dinner, or be able to buy the present for your loved one that you know they really, really, really want and that you weren't sure you were going to have the money in your budget to be able to do. Or being able to pass on the generosity of our residents into the community at large to maybe a charity of your own personal choice. I can give you an example of one of the nurses here at the Arbor is very passionate about animals, and so she actually takes the gift that she's given from the residents and gives it to one of her charities for animal rescue, because she wants to pay it forward. And I think I can't recall ever hearing from any of my staff over the years that the Christmas gift is looked at as something about them personally. They look at it as something that they're going to be able to do for others. I can't thank you all enough. It means so much, and it's kind of the icing on the Christmas cake.
Good, good. Now, as a manager, is there something special it means to you?
Absolutely. I think back to when I first started with Shell Point, and I was going through college, and I wanted to go into nursing school. And it was with the Christmas gift from a couple of years. Each year, it enabled me to pay forward to buy what I needed to have for school as far as uniforms, books, and it even helped with tuition. So for me, it's a gift that's allowed me to step forward in my career, and nursing is such a caring profession because I want to take care of others, and personally, without the Christmas gift, it would have been a little bit tougher to do. The generosity of our residents here just never stops amazing me. And I've been so blessed to be able to be at Shell Point for all these years and be able to be a part of the family here.
Good. Well, we're
Thank
glad
you.
that you're part of our family.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. And now let's go over to the Woodlands and talk with Kevin May. Now we're over at the Woodlands and we're talking with Kevin May, who's the property manager. Kevin, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We appreciate you coming and talking with us today. Tell us a little bit about yourself and maybe some of your background here at Shell Point.
Okay, well, I've been at Shell Point for almost 4 years now, and as you said, I'm the property manager, so in charge of the Woodlands, Eagles Preserve, and the estuary. And my main areas of responsibility are housekeeping, trash collection, making sure the exterior of the buildings are clean as well.
Tell us a little bit about a program that I understand that you are instigating that's an employee development program. Tell us the name of it and how it works.
Yeah, well, I'm lucky to be a part of a team that actually developed the program. It's called Taking a Walk in Their Shoes, and it's actually a customer service presentation, but it is a unique customer service presentation because Shell Point's a unique place. So essentially, it's going to make the employees think about other people's perspective on things and any difficult situations they might be going through, specifically residents, but also other employees and people we interact with every day. So it's, again, going to make the employees think, it's going to make them laugh, it might make them cry at some points.
How does that improve their ability to interact with us as residents?
I think very positively, because it gives them the confidence and tools to help deal with difficult situations they might encounter.
Very good. Tell us a little bit about the Employee Christmas Fund and perhaps what it might mean to some of your folks.
The Employee Christmas Fund is something that I haven't seen at really any other company that I've been with. It's very nice gesture, and if I could say one thing, it would just be thank you to the residents. I mean, to see the joy on the employees' faces is really incredible, and I know it's the one day of the year that no one's going to call out, so thank you.
You're welcome. We appreciate all that you and your folks do, and thank you for your wonderful program, and congratulations on a very successful one at that.
Thank you.
And now we're going to head on over to the island. And now we're over on the island, and we're talking with Tony Arias and some of his folks. Tony, we are so glad that you're here, and thank you for bringing some of your staff with us.
My pleasure.
We appreciate it. Tony, tell us a little bit about yourself.
I'm the Environmental Services Manager here at Shell Point. I've been working for Shell Point for 5 years. I love it here. I love the residents' smile. I love that the residents care about me.
Good. One of the things that we want to talk about today is the employee Christmas gift. And I know that all of you have been a recipient of the gift. And I wondered if you could just share with us a little bit about what that gift has meant to you and your family.
The Christmas fund means a lot to me because I have a set of twins with my wife that are only 12 years old. So without that Christmas fund, it's pretty hard to go out and get them the expensive gifts that they want. So it helps us out a lot.
Yes, I love the look on my grandkids' face when Christmas time comes and they see those gifts. And I was able to get them things that they didn't have in the past. So now it's a lot better. Good. Yes.
I especially love it because I think that like on Christmas time, they're thinking about me. They give us that gift. It meant a lot to me and my family, especially the one overseas. I mean, I would send to them, but this especially give me more. So I appreciate more, and they appreciate it too.
Good, thank you.
I'm grateful that they return, I would say, something that we give them, and they're returning it to us. So I think that it's a good thing that they do that, and I'm grateful for that. And I have 5 grandchildren, so it helps.
Good. It helps me a lot and my family because it provides me a wonderful meal in Christmas. And also I can buy a gift and send it to my country, to all my families and friends.
Wonderful. Tony, how about you?
It makes me feel very special and that somebody cares about me at work. I have a son in college, so he allows me to buy books and, meal tickets for him.
Wonderful. Well, we're very much aware of the fact that you work every day to help our lives be a lot nicer and more carefree, and we do appreciate it. And what is amazing to me is how you've taken our gift back to you, and you give it away to somebody else, your family and your loved ones. So thank you for your warm heart, for being part of the Shell Point family. We appreciate so much all the employees that took their time to be with us today. I'm happy to report that already many of us have responded to this year's campaign. And on behalf of the Employee Christmas Fund Committee, let me say thank you. I have to laugh because some of you have asked me, why are you starting so early? Isn't Christmas a long ways off? Well, with many folks traveling throughout the spring and summer months, we wanted to make sure that everyone has ample opportunity to give at the most convenient time, even spreading their gift out over several months if that's more convenient. You'll be hearing more about this through a letter in October, but please don't wait till then to respond. We've made it easier than ever this year to give, either online at www.shellpoint.net/ChristmasFund, where you can follow the simple prompts to give your gift, or you can write a check made payable to Shell Point. Just be sure to put Employee Christmas Fund on the memo line and send it through the campus mail to cashier/administration. The deadline for giving to this year's gift will be Friday, December 2nd. Mark it on your calendar because December 2nd will be here before you know it. But remember, you don't have to wait until December 2nd. Our employees work hard every day, so please join us in giving thanks to them through the 2016 Employee Christmas Fund.
Also this week, we headed over to Lucena to visit the home of Marge and David Lee. Ruth Duber dropped by to lend a hand as David prepared a special dish of shrimp and artichoke sauté.
Hello, I'm Ruth Duber. And I'm David Lee, and it's What's Cooking at Shell Point. Right. Today we're going to cook my friend Susan's shrimp and artichoke sauté. And I just wanted to say to you, this is a really simple, but can be an elegant or just a very quick way to have a nice little dinner. So the ingredients we have, I like to use fresh shrimp, and I'll talk about how to make it simpler. We're cooking this for 2 right now. So shrimp, and something many people don't use, fontina cheese, and that's 3 ounces grated, and artichokes, and it's a half a can, and I just I got two different kinds at
Yes, I was
Publix.
going to ask you questions about artichokes because they have several different kinds on the shelf at Publix. They have the quarters, they have the halves, and they have the bottoms and everything. Is there anyone in particular that you like to work with? Which one?
Well, I use the quarters only because it's less work.
Okay,
Okay.
alrighty. the
And so
quarters,
I
okay.
drain them, and it's just half a can of
And so
artichokes.
it's not the marinated.
Yeah, you can. Most of them come marinated.
Oh, really?
But actually,
Okay.
this one doesn't. So I actually, these were on sale this week, Ruth. So
Oh,
I got
okay.
2 cans
Well, that's
of
a
them.
good reason.
Yeah. And so then this calls for 3 different herbs: dried thyme, basil, and oregano. And it seems like overkill, but that's what kind of gives it, between that and the fontina, gives it a unique flavor
Oh,
that,
it would be.
that we're
It
not
would be
used to.
great. Can't wait.
So
Can't wait.
anyway,
Alrighty.
we should start. We'll go over, and I want to show you how to devein shrimp if you haven't done that before. And you don't have to do this. I was at Publix the other day, and they had shrimp already deveined. So I peel it all off very quickly, except for the last pit to leave the tail on. And then on the back, you just slice down with a nice knife, and you take out the vein. Like so. I'll do one more. Open up just a little vein out of here. And if you want to make this simpler, just go to Publix and buy them already deveined. There you have it. I've already started to warm up my 1.5 tablespoons of butter. So this is a half a can, and I drained them so they're ready to go. And I must confess that we don't use garlic, but some people use garlic with this, and I usually don't even put it in. That's why on the recipe you'll find online I call it optional, just to make it easier. I don't want to saute the shallots too much. And by the way, for all our stoves, I usually cook this between 5 and 6 on the stove. Then we're going to add, and I shake it around, stir it around a little bit, just for a few seconds, because we don't want to burn any of the herbs. And now, this recipe is as easy to do for 1, 2, 4. You could do 4 in this pan, otherwise you'd have to do a few. And we'll time it here. We don't have to. I don't ever want to overcook my shrimp. A lot of times it's so easy to overcook them. So the first side I've found with this temperature on our stoves is 3 minutes.
And I like the fact that you did use the shallots. You spoke about that before, that you can't eat the garlic.
We don't.
So
I
that's
don't
right.
like garlic,
and so that is
so
a
I
good
substitute
substitute.
shallots. Yep,
That's right. That's a
absolutely.
great substitute. So.
Yeah, and leave them off if you.
Oh, that's right.
because
You don't have to.
oftentimes you
But
won't have one in your house.
I think
and
there's enough flavor in everything that you don't
everything,
really
yep.
need it. But
Yeah, just to make it as easy as possible.
That's right.
For people. And that's the other thing I'm saying is you can buy deveined shrimp already.
Yeah.
Or when we get ready to turn this, if you buy already cooked shrimp,
Okay.
when we turn it, you can just put the cooked shrimp in.
That's right.
The final phase
Okay,
and save you a lot of time.
I'm for that.
But I got to tell you,
I know,
I've
we
only
gotta
lived
do
in
it
Florida
this
2
way.
years now.
That's right.
And I got to tell you, the pink shrimp down here, I love them. So
Okay. Go ahead. Yeah. Those are beautiful, really.
when I'm cooking, I always clean up after myself. So we're almost ready to turn. And as Ruth, I always like to clean up as I go, so that when we sit down to eat,
Yes.
I've got no dirty dishes laying
That's
around
right.
here.
Well, it's better for your guests. They don't have to look at them in the kitchen. Yeah.
That's right. Yeah. Okay, so we're down to the last few minutes. So now I'm going to toast my bread, which I already have in the And my 3 minutes are up. So we'll turn them around and they're just nice and sauteed here a little bit.
They look beautiful.
And they've all got some herbs on them. And now for my, put the artichokes on. And my grated cheese. We cover it for no more than 2 minutes, and it'll be
You do
done.
leave the burner on at the same
Yes,
time? You
I leave the burner on.
Okay.
And cover it. Now, the recipe calls for toasting the bread. It calls for thin sliced bread, and it says to take the crust off, but Ruth, I like the crust left on.
What, gives it a little extra
So-
crunch?
So we're going to get ready. And while we're waiting for that to finish up here, Ruth, we can't help it, but when melons are in season, you've got to have melon.
Absolutely. Got to use melons now.
And just to think about with some prosciutto on it, and I happen to have gone to the little Italian deli and brought the Italian prosciutto, but you can get some wonderful prosciutto.
Yeah, that's what you can
at the
get at
deli at Publix
Publix.
too. Yeah. We're just exactly 2 minutes into it. Cheese is melted, and we're ready to put this on your plate, Ruth.
Okay.
Now for us, we have found for dinner that 5 shrimp is what we want. If you want more, you can do that, or less. So I put 3 on one and 2 on the other. And we've cooked this whole meal in about 8 minutes. So
Well, it is quick. One pan. That's the beauty of it.
yeah.
Wow.
And I know not everybody does it, but parsley adds a little flavor to everything. And so we always like to put a little parsley in it, on it. Not required, but just the extra flavor sounds good. So, Ruth,
We're going to need
there
a fork.
you have
Dave.
it, huh?
We're going to need a fork, Dave.
Well, now that you asked for it, Ruth,
Oh my goodness.
we're
All
ready
right.
to go here.
Okay.
How's that look to you?
Wonderful.
Huh?
Now we can enjoy.
Enjoy. So there you have it.
All righty. Oh, love this. I'm going to take a bite here.
Well, as soon as you do, I will.
I bet it's a little hot. I want to taste that sauce.
There you have it.
That's a wonderful flavor, David.
Thank you.
Thank
Isn't
you
it
so
though?
much.
It's-
Yes,
Thanks.
pretty enjoyable.
I hope you enjoy it too. Invite us over and we'll help cook with you.
Well, I don't know about that, but that's all right.
Okay.
I'll put it up on the website for you.
Great.
And we hope you'll try it. And join us again next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.
The place where all of your dreams of beautiful skin, hair, and nails comes true at the Island Salon and Spa. Manager Robin Church talked with us this week about hair.
Hi, my name is Robin, and I'm the Salon and Spa Manager here at Shell Point, and I am in the Island Salon, and I just wanted to share with you some good tips in just helping communicate with your stylist. As you know, stylists are very artistic and they're usually visual learners. So anytime that you can find a photo or a picture of some kind of a style that you like, it's always very helpful in communicating with your stylist. Even if you like several things, but from different pictures. Say you like the bang in one picture, and then you like how it's fringed around the sides in another picture. Or perhaps you like it stacked in the back. It's always helpful anytime, you know, we know the basic terms, but it's always helpful when you have a picture. For example, sometimes people will come in and they'll say they want a pixie. A pixie can be different things to different people and different lengths. So it's not always descriptive enough to just say that you'd like a pixie. Or say you'd like a bob, but maybe you'd like a layered bob, maybe you'd like it chin length or shoulder length, with a bang, without a bang. And this is why pictures are so helpful. We do have some great style books in the salon, and we also have some magazines that have some pictures in there of some current styles. But that will really help you. Another thing that just to share with you is on length. All stylists have combs that have inches marked on the comb, because if someone comes in and says they'd like a ½ inch cut off just to trim it up, well, a ½ inch to the stylist is going to be like this because she's looking at her comb, but your ½ inch may be like this or it may be like this. So that's why it's always good to just kind of confirm how much you would like cut off, showing it visually. And the stylist can point that out on her comb to make sure everyone's on the same page. I hope these tips were helpful, and we really enjoy serving you in all of the salons and hope that you have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Jeff Cory of the Legacy Foundation visited with local estate planning attorney Craig Hurst to talk about what it means to you as a Florida resident and what you might need to know about your estate planning documents. Here are the experts once again.
Hi, I'm Jeff Cory from the Legacy Foundation here at Shell Point, and today we're joined by Craig Hurst from the Shepherd Law Firm. Craig, thank you for being here with us today.
Thanks, Jeff. Appreciate it.
Craig, you've been an estate planner here in town for a number of years and served our residents quite admirably. And today we want to talk a little bit about what it means to be a Florida resident in your estate plan. So can you tell our residents, if you're a new resident to Fort Myers, to Florida, are there certain things that you need to be aware of as regarding your estate planning documents?
Yeah, that's a good question, Jeff. Thanks. Primarily, a lot of people think that when they move to Florida, their wills aren't valid anymore. Well, they are. You know, if you signed a valid will in Pennsylvania or Ohio or Michigan or somewhere like that, it's still valid. It's just a matter of will it have unintended consequences because you're a Florida resident. So it's always a good idea to have your Florida documents updated.
Great.
Or your out-of-state documents updated.
Okay, and I assume that you would say that they should go to an estate planning attorney, someone who's familiar and this is what they do on a day-to-day basis. What kind of things does an estate planner do for a resident?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm biased, of course, because I'm board certified in wills, trusts, and estates. But yeah, there is a difference when you get right down to it. Somebody who does this every day for a living, as opposed to somebody who might do a little bankruptcy, a little divorce, a little this, a little of that. What we do in my firm is we ask them to fill out a little organizer so we have an idea, you know, what they have and how it's owned. That gives us an idea as to what kind of documents they should have. And then we have a goals conversation with them. We'll ask them, what are you trying to accomplish here? And you know, we read their current documents. Oftentimes it's surprising. The current documents don't really do what they think they do.
Really? Huh. So one of the important documents that every resident should have is a power of attorney, a durable power of attorney?
Yeah, power of attorney is very, very important.
Can you tell us a little bit about what a power of attorney does?
Right. Now, a lot of people think a power of attorney acts when you die, and it doesn't. A durable power of attorney is durable, meaning it's durable during your incapacity. So if I became incapacitated, if I couldn't write my checks, pay my bills, if I couldn't manage my investments, whoever I gave a durable power of attorney could do those things for me.
And then there's some healthcare advance directives that go along with that. here in Florida, we have a designation of healthcare surrogate, a living will.
Yes.
And
yes.
a HIPAA release form.
Right, right. You know, the healthcare surrogate, of course, is if I can't make a healthcare decision for myself, who do I want to make it for me? And usually I probably might have my spouse, you know, but if my spouse isn't around, I might have one of my children, one of my adult children. Usually you have an alternate or two. Living will is a little different. That's a document where if I'm on all the hospital machines, I'm on the heart machine, I'm on the lung machine, I have no brain activity, and my direction would be I don't want to you know, live like a vegetable the rest of my life. You know, it's a direction of when to discontinue those artificial life prolonging procedures.
And it's very important when you're selecting people to serve in roles for you if you need a power of attorney or someone to make healthcare decisions for you. How do you advise people when it comes to who should be given authority to help them?
You know, that's a great question. You know, sometimes when I ask my clients that, they'll say, well, I'm going to give Jimmy my power of attorney. I said, well, tell me about Jimmy. Well, he's my oldest son, and he'd be offended if I didn't give it to him. And I said, well, tell me more about Jimmy. Well, Jimmy's been through 3 bankruptcies and 5 bad relationships and so forth. And I say, you know, you shouldn't pick somebody just because they're the oldest child and they might, you know, be offended. You want somebody who's going to be responsible. You want somebody who's going to be responsive to your advisors, to your lawyer, to your accountant, to your financial advisor. You know, they don't necessarily have to live in Florida. They can live up north somewhere. But so long as they're responsive, you know, with email communication and cell phones and whatnot, it doesn't really matter where they are, just that they're responsive.
Are there some serious mistakes or pitfalls that you see people make all the time? I mean, I see some people that want to make their own legal documents on the internet. I mean, I think that's probably something that we would probably tell people, advise them not to do.
Yeah, you know, do you remember those old Fram oil filter commercials from the 1970s?
Yeah.
There's a guy that used to say, pay me now or pay me later, and you know, if you don't change your oil filter, you're going to do a whole new cylinder job or something. It's kind of the same thing with wills and trusts. If you try to do it on your own, if you have a really simple estate, and a lot of people think they have simple and they really don't, but if you have a few dollars to your name and you have a real simple estate, maybe an online would work for you. But for most people, especially people here at Shell Point, you know, they have the means to live at Shell Point. They should invest in good legal documents.
I agree. As far as Florida, are there any special statutes, taxes, anything as far as the state of Florida specifically that you know, jumps out at you when you advise clients? Yeah,
well, the good news about Florida, of course, is that we have no taxes. We don't have a state income tax. We don't have an estate tax. We don't have an inheritance tax. We don't have intangible tax. Those are all good things. You know, most of your residents don't own a Florida homestead, although they homestead their unit here, but they don't own a homestead. So that doesn't fall into play. But if you do own a Florida homestead, that's a big thing that a lot of people miss. As far as benefits, you know, one of the chief problems is not necessarily becoming a Florida resident. It's escaping your former state's tax authority. So let's say I live in Pennsylvania, but I'm there, you know, 250 days a year, and I'm only here 110 days a year. Well, even though you call yourself a Florida resident, Pennsylvania may still bring you in for tax purposes. So that's one of the things we look at with our clients.
I remember you telling me the story about the fishing license.
Yeah. You want to hear about that one here? Okay, so we had this was many, many years ago now. We had a client who was a Minnesota former resident, and he owned a cabin up on a lake in Minnesota, and he went up there to fish every summer. Well, when he went to get his fishing license for the summer, there was a box, and you check in-state resident or out-of-state resident, and I think the in-state resident was about $15 cheaper, something like that. So he checks in-state resident, and I think he did that because he thought that he owned this Minnesota cabin, you know. So he dies, and we were administering his estate, and guess who makes a claim? The Minnesota Department of Revenue, the taxing authority there, made an estate tax claim. And we said, oh, no. This guy, you know, Florida driver's license, Florida voting registration, Florida everything. But off our fax machine, this today's the fax machine, rolls this, this claim, and there it was, a copy of the fishing license. He had checked in-state resident and had signed his name.
Wow.
We eventually settled that case. They didn't get everything they were asking for, but they got a whole lot more than $15,
wow.
which was the difference between the two fishing licenses. Yeah.
Well, that's why we get legal counsel and make sure we avoid those pitfalls. So
yeah.
Craig, we appreciate your being with us today. And
well,
thank you for
Jeff.
the fine work you've done for our residents through the years. So anyways, thank you for joining us today, and we thank Craig Hirsch from the Shepherd Law Firm for being with us. If you would like to speak with Craig or someone at the firm, feel free to reach out to them or stop by the Legacy office or call us, and we'd be happy to put you in touch with them. Thanks again.
The Summer Concert Series brings another entertaining evening next week with ragtime pianist Ethan Uslan. For more information, we heard from Director of Resident Life, Laura Slack.
Hello, my name is Laura Slack, and I'm the new Director of Resident Life, and I'm here to tell you all about our new exciting lineup for the Summer Concert Series. This is our 6th season, and I'm so proud that Shell Point offers a summer series for all of you that make Florida your year-round home. All summer concerts are held in the Village Church, and they start at 7:30 p.m. Individual ticket prices are $20. We will also have a bonus concert this summer, and the price for the bonus concert is $25. The second concert of the summer features Ethan Uslan on Thursday, July 14th. He is a ragtime, jazz, and silent film pianist that is sure to be a great time for all who attend. The third concert of the season is the Gulf Coast Trio on Thursday, September 15th. This ensemble is well known throughout our area for presenting an appealing and diversified repertoire from the chamber masterworks of Mozart to music on the lighter side. But we've added a bonus concert on Thursday, August 25th. The Southwest Florida Symphony Chamber Orchestra will play light and popular classical pieces for your enjoyment, conducted by Maestro Nir Cabaretti. I hope you will take the opportunity to enjoy one or more of the concerts we have scheduled for you this summer. In the near future, watch for some of your Shell Point neighbors appearing right here on Shell Point Today. As members of the Friends of the Arts, they will be going into further detail about each concert in the summer series. To purchase tickets, stop by or call the service desk on the island or at the Woodlands Commons. There is also a form located on the back of the Summer Concert Series brochure that was sent out to all Shell Point residents in May. You can also purchase your tickets online at www.shellpoint.net. Be sure to tell all your family and friends as Shell Point Concert Series is open to the public. We look forward to seeing you at Shell Point's Summer Concert Series. Thank you for supporting the arts. You can also support the arts by becoming a friend of the arts. Please send your donation to me at the Woodlands and I will process it for you. Thank you, and see you at the Summer Concert Series.
And that will wrap things up for this weekend of Shell Point Today for July 8th, 9th, and 10th. I'm Rich Nation.
And I'm Mary Kay Grimaldi. We thank you for joining us, and we hope you have a wonderful rest of your weekend. We look forward to seeing you again here on Monday.